Hello friends, this week's Torah portion is Devarim, the first Torah portion in the book of Deuteronomy. Devarim, very interestingly, is not a book of Torah like the previous 4 books that describe what's happening to the Israelite people from the creation of the world. Devarim is actually a speech by Moses that he gives to the Israelite people as they are encamped on the other side of the Jordan River, waiting to enter the land of Israel. And Moses is recapping their experiences for them and recapping what he understands to be the most important mitzvot in the Torah. And so the really interesting thing is, before the Torah even ends, we see Moshe already sort of giving a Devar Torah, giving a speech about how to interpret the Torah, how to live by the Torah, how to understand the experiences we've had and what we should learn from them going forward. Devarim always is the Torah portion right before Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, our day of mourning in the Jewish calendar. And this year, as I think about all the things we have to mourn, I think about the relationship between Devarim and this day of mourning and the importance of taking the time to think about the experiences that we have gone through, to talk about them, to describe what do we learn from this? What does this call to us going forward? So I want to remind you all of an invitation I put out last week. One congregant so far has responded. For this Tisha B'Av, if you're coming by the building for Shabbat services or any other reason, or even if you don't have plans to come by the building, I invite you to write on a mask. Take an old mask that you used during this pandemic and write on it something that you think is an important lesson that we need to remember from this past difficult year, whether it's about pandemic or racial injustice or the wildfires or the heat waves, something that is important for us as we strive to make meaning and go forward for this. Please bring it to TBI in the next few days so that we can use it as part of our Tisha B'Av observance on Saturday evening and Sunday. You can even bring it on Saturday evening, but if you can bring it in advance, that would be helpful. Because just like Moshe in Devarim, we always need to be thinking about, especially after a difficult journey, what is it that we need to remember? What have we learned? Shabbat Shalom.